Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. As you can see, I have a very large shipping bag. And I've had this for a while. I think I got it for before last Christmas when I was doing Christmas journals. And I put it in my journal bag, box, bin, whatever. This sits over here. And I decided I need to do something today, so I figured, well, let's work on this, because this was taking up the most room in my bin, and I really couldn't put anything in it. Now, I've saved it to make journal covers, and I got part of it done. I measured one side 8 inches, and the other side is 7, and I cut it straight down the middle. So when I take it up, I've got this one here. That will be one cover, just like that. I have another that I took it and tried to figure out how big I wanted the next one. So I've got this, and I'm not going to throw this away yet. And I'll tell you what, then I've just got the end there. That can go in the trash. This one here, I mean, it's probably not straight, but it's a basic size I want. So now I'm left with this one. This part, and I just fold mine till I think it's the size that I want, just like that. I'm gonna turn it around this way so I can get this edge pretty much even. All right, so this is the size that I want, but now remember, most of these end up being bigger because you have to allow for the gator mouth effect. So I'm going to come here just a little wider. And what that will do is, as that fills up, it will shrink. So let's come to here. This looks like a good size. Now, all I'm going to do, find me my big pair of sharp scissors. And just trim right along that edge. So there's another cover. Now I can shorten this, or whenever, if I don't feel that's enough, but that's enough for another cover. Now I'm left with this here, and you might not think, well, there's not a whole lot there, and there's not really, but it will make a mini journal. So why don't we try that? I'm going to trim off this edge here. Or, I wonder, if I was to reconnect that, that would give me another journal this way. I wouldn't have the padding in here, but that is a possibility. I'm not worried about the tape there. So let's do that. Let's do it that way. Sometimes it takes just looking at things and see. Now, I'm going to leave that so we've got extra area there to glue with. Come right down here and onto the packing tape. And then fold all of that over. And that will give me that much more. But then I've got this part here that's connected. Not a problem. We are going to trim. Just come down and cut it off. Just like that. So now we have this part. Now, if it didn't go all the way down, you can always put more glue there. But remember these pieces we saved? That would reinforce that area. And all I'm going to do is glue it down. Now, remember, all of this gets covered up in the end. So to centralize that, push that down, and then, so the fold will be in here. give it a little bit more strength there. And I've got more than just that paper. So I'm gonna let this lie flat and then go back to our little one. Now see here, we've got this part here. And I don't want to take it off because that may be where I sew my signature into. So if I do, that will trim it down a little bit. So I can either go one way or another. So, but for now, we'll just leave it like that. So basically, we had the 2 flaps, and this here is all of our waist. Now I can come in here and reinforce this also, which would probably be a better idea. Then I don't have to worry about this. So, oops, that's not good. Not good to drop your scissors. You know, when you're using things like this, you have to think about the strength of your cover, because the cover is what's holding everything together. Now I have to hold that down for just a minute till that glue grabs. And then I'm going to come right here on top with this and make sure. Now I'm doing paper to paper, not bubble wrap to bubble wrap. But don't worry, the bubble wrap will get covered. Remember, we still got to put our cover on this. Now, to hold that down, because it is going to need to be held down with that center the way it is. I get this on there. Well, I got to get it over the bubble wrap. There. Slide that right down there so that that's caught that. And then that will pretty much, that side pretty much stays there. So that's good. I think I've got a smaller clip that I can just clip on here just for good measure. And then that I'll lay over here. That can dry too. So back to these 2 pieces. So the first one will look like that. And I'm more than likely, I will trim this one down because it is a little long. I think I like about that size better. And I can also use that as a flat, but it depends on what I'm going to do on the inside. Or that could even be a pocket. Just trim this edge here off. But I'll come to that when I get ready to use it and decide on what I'm going to do with the big one. So until then, that's all the space I'm taking up in my bin, which is a lot less for right now. Then I have the smaller one. And this is the one I really wanted to work with today. So I'm going from this, and I love the cushiony feel of it. So all I want to do is cover it with paper. Now this is an 11 by 17 sheet. And I'm simply going to lay it down and trim out the sides. We've seen, y'all have seen me do this before. I'm not doing the double-sided sticky tape on this time. I'm just going to come in here with my glue, be generous with my glue, because this is going to be my cover. And it's not going to be, the final piece or the final look to it. It'll either be matted or covered with material or something done to it. Oop. But there's that. And it's down. And now for my outside. Usually I would sit here and measure it. I don't feel like messing with it today. So we're going to do my Lazy Crafters way. All right, now I did get that a little wonky. So I'll come in here and meet where that stops. Pressing that down. We'll do this corner. And then I'll come this way to meet where that comes off of. Do the same here. Now you don't have to use 11 by 17 paper. You can use whatever you have. You can only cover half and half and then put a centerpiece over that if you want. That would also help reinforce your spine. That didn't go quite as far over as I needed. So, just trim it up. No big deal. Now, I'm going to just fold up my sides and give me a crease on these. So that it's going to be easier to come back and get those down. Just like that. Now what I will do at this point is, let's see, where's Jack? I am going to put tape on these ends. And it's mainly to hold them in place till the glue sets. Put one there to there. Then along the side. And this is 1/2-inch tape instead of the usual 1/4 inch that I use. Because last year, right before Christmas, I restocked all my tapes and then bought some of the bigger ones. Like I have the 6-inch, the 4-inch, the 2-inch, double-sided from scrapbook.com. I have the, the 1/2-inch to the 1/4 inch. I think I have a 1-inch around here somewhere. Now, with that done, I burnish those ends down, especially where you got to get up under there with your pokey tool. There. Now, that's the hardest part. Where is the next hardest part is actually finding my pokey tool. There we go. Come down here on the long side first, just because this is where I like to start. Come in with my glue. Now again, I like to go in that crease there. So I'm going to put quite a bit down there. Fold that over and there. One long end done. Turn it around. Come this way. Take this side off. And a lot of people do not like doing covers because they think it is so hard. But doing it this way makes it simple. So it's, to me the hardest part is going in and decorating each of the pages. doing the cover, doing the signatures, no problem. But then I have to figure out, well, what am I going to do on this page? What am I going to do on that page? That's why I'm so looking forward to working on this scrap journal. Now see, right here, that didn't go all the way. That didn't go all the way. So that gives me a chance to come back in and do corners, which we'll probably do that on the next video because those take a little bit of time, but they are so simple. Once you get the hang of it. I was so confused doing those the first time. And that's why I intentionally cut these the way I did. Just tack them off like you saw. Because, you know, we don't always have the metal corners. Sometimes, you know, we make what we need. And that's what we're going to do next time. So just that quick, just that easy. I have a cover made. Now see, I can come in here, and what I intend on doing is putting my corners on. I'll do like little book corners that will fasten under here, and then I'll mat this part, and then I'll mat the spine area separately. Because I want to do this maybe in a cardstock to give me that strength, because we are going to sew in our signature. And just takes a little bit of working. This is a thick cover, but I love the softness of it. I'll probably cover the outside with some type of material too, but don't know yet. But there's our beginning. So we ended up with 1, 2, 3, and 4 journal covers from one large bag. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. But definitely getting mileage from what normally would have been thrown out as trash. So, if you like how easy this was, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. And welcome to all my new subscribers. As of this morning, I have 151. I never in my wildest dream thought I would have that many. So I do want to thank each and every one of you. Yep. So if you want to see this continue, hit that notification bell, because we'll be working on a lot more coming up. Bye, guys.